Hello physios. After the completion of developmental dysplasia of hip with the pathophysiology, classification with the three dislocations, clinical features, its mechanism of injury, how it occurs, and the techniques, even its complications, and the clinical test, Bell-Love's test, Ottolini test, Trendelenburg test, and Galicia sign. Now we are moving to the petty management. We will start from birth to the 6 months. Before, what is the aim to be achieved the PT management in the congenital hip dysplasia? It means there will be a reduction of the head into the acetabulum and it must be maintained, the hip must be stable. So, from birth to the 6 months, where you can give for your ultrasound, it is for available all for newborn babies, and at a risk or examined by ultrasonography, and your hip must be reduced and has normal cartilaginous outline, so no treatment is required. Observe only for 3 to 6 months. Then if there is any hip instability, you can go for your hip splinted in a position of your flexion and abduction. Then you can go for the ultrasonography, that you can use the splintage of, here you can see in this here, Pavic harness or von Rosen splint, that is your H shaped von Rosen splint or Pavic harness is a splintage for the birth to the 6 months. Next, as this is in flexion and abduction. If there is persistent dislocation from your 6 to the 18 months, your hip must be reduced. So there will be a closed method. If necessary, you can go for operation. The closed method or the closed reduction, it is suitable after the 3rd month, and it can be performed after the arthrogram to confirm any concentric reduction. And the splintage, you can use plaster spica at a range of 60 degrees flexion, 40 degrees abduction, 20 degrees of your internal rotation leg. After 6 weeks, the spica is changed and the stability will be assessed. If satisfactory, your spica can be retained for 6 weeks, then abduction splint for 6 months. Your spica will be in 6 weeks and the splint in abduction will maintain for 6 months. If there is persistent dislocation from 18 months to the 4 years, in older children, we can see arthrography and open reduction preferred over the closed reduction. In traction, where it is nothing but pulling apart to loosen the tissues and bring the femoral head down opposite the acetabulum. Now, acetabular reconstruction procedure can be done, and you can use the Pemberton's operation and Salter osteotomy. Remember the name, Pemberton's operation and Salter osteotomy. The in splintage, after the operation, your plaster spica for 3 months and then left be unsupported. Then dislocation in children, if there is any, 4 years later. If there is any unilateral dislocation in children, you can see the mobile hip with a little pain, but the child must accept the gait is in abnormal. If there is a bilateral dislocation, of course the child will be in waddling gait, that is a duck walking gait, as you can see in the picture, bilateral and unilateral. So avoid operation unless the hip is painful or having any deformities, and also in severe too. Next, persistent dislocation in adults. If there is any, the pain is much severe, you can go for the total joint replacement. This is your persistent dislocation in adult. And any complications such that you can have the persistent limp on the side of affected limb and it can be any premature osteoarthritis of hip, which we can require the total hip replacement, and having any low back pain, limb length discrepancy, has the pelvis can be dropping one side and it stay on the equal on the other side. It can be any recurrent subluxation or dislocation, that means a pulling a joint or any separation of the joint due to the injury happened. It might be any avascular necrosis, it is nothing but your death of the tissue at the hip joint. So these are certain of the complications for the PT management if you are undergoing for any problematic. So thanks for watching SPN. Further having any queries, you can comment me.